Hey guys, what's up? It's Asylum Reviewers here, coming at you guys with my SmackDown Live review for the February 26, 2019 episode. And let me just say, this was a damn good fucking show. I enjoyed every bit of this show. Not one thing made me shake my head. Not one thing on the show made me move my head away from the TV. Nothing. I had my eyes attached to the screen. That's how great this show was. Everything about this show was just fucking amazing, and we're gonna talk about it. Now, when I said Raw was a good show on Monday, it was, and it was definitely the best Raw of the year so far. But it doesn't compare to what SmackDown did the next night, because what SmackDown did was incredible. Not only did we see the return of Kevin Owens, but we saw the return of Matt Hardy and the Hardy Boyz reunited. And it was just fucking incredible. So we're going to talk about it. So the show started off with the contract signing between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan for their WWE Championship match at Fastlane. We had Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon in the ring, and they were talking about the match course. And they brought out, and Bryan and Rowan were already sitting down in the ring. They were just waiting for Kofi Kingston and the New Day. So Kofi made his way out to the ring after Shane introduced them, and he started clapping hands with the fans, and he was doing a little victory lap, and he's got all excited because he's getting this one-on-one title match with the WWE champion. And Kofi sits down, and Bryan doesn't even say a word. This whole segment, Daniel Bryan didn't say a single word, and I absolutely loved it. Rowan was just by Bryan's side, just standing there, and again, nothing. These two didn't utter a single word. Bryan's just sitting there, has the title around his shoulder, and he doesn't look intimidated at all. He's wondering what the hell is going on. Is Kofi gonna sign the contract or what? All of a sudden, we hear Mr. McMahon's music hit. And it's funny because didn't Vince get called up by Ronda Rousey on Raw? Well, he no-showed. And here he comes to interrupt the contract signing. And he says that he thinks Kofi doesn't deserve to be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. He thinks he found someone more deserving to challenge Daniel Bryan at Fastlane. And who does he bring out? Out comes the returning Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is officially back on SmackDown. Thank God, not Raw. Kevin Owens is back on SmackDown, and he's going to be challenging Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. Now, why do I sound happy about this? Well, I'll tell you why. Kevin Owens, we didn't know which brand he was going to go on. He's been teasing these promo packages for weeks. On his phone, on his phone, and with his family or whatever. He's been teasing. He's gonna return in the next couple of weeks. And I thought it wasn't gonna be for like 2 or 3 more weeks, but he ended up coming on this week's SmackDown, and it was just wow. It was definitely unexpected. And so, here he comes. And he lost a lot of weight. I told you that before. He lost a ton of weight. And he's looking great. He's looking a lot more thinner. He's got new ink on his arm, and the guy looks amazing. And you can tell he lost the fat on his face. So, kudos to KO for doing that. So, Owens is out, and he just doesn't say a word. Again, these guys didn't even say a single word in the contract signing. I can't remember the last time where they had a contract signing in WWE where it just went like a normal contract signing, and we didn't see any violence or any physical altercations happen. Literally nothing happened. So Kevin Owens comes into the ring, and Kofi and Big E and Xavier, they're all wondering why this is happening, and Kofi looks pissed. I mean, would you blame him at all because he lost his title opportunity? So Owens is sitting down, and he signs the contract, and now the match is official. Now, the reason why this is a good idea and this is a good decision is because one of two things. The first reason, Kofi Kingston is probably going to get his title opportunity at WrestleMania. And the second reason I guess KO, whether he does win the title or not at Fastlane, he's going to put on a great showing with Daniel Bryan, no doubt. And it's also good to see Kevin Owens back as a babyface and not as a heel, because I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Owens is a fucking fantastic heel. We know the heel work he can do on the microphone and in the ring, and he's just a great in-ring competitor in general. But I've always been wondering what it's going to be like to see Kevin Owens as a babyface, and I guess this is what we're getting. So kudos for Vince bringing out Kevin Owens in this way. So yeah, it's KO versus Daniel Bryan at Fastlane for the WWE title. And the returns just continue, guys. The returns just continue because the Hardy Boyz. Yes, the Hardy Boyz reunited. This is insane. The Bar was in the ring. We get back from the commercial. The Bar's in the ring, and it looks to be they're having another tag match. Now, I was wondering what was happening here, because wasn't Cesaro advertised to face Johnny Gargano in a singles match? Well, that didn't happen. We didn't see no sign of Gargano or Ciampa. All we saw was the Bar. And I hope they have a good explanation for why Gargano and Ciampa didn't show up on SmackDown. But they were on Raw. They didn't compete on Raw, but they were on Raw for Ric Flair's celebration. So yeah, I'm just wondering why Gargano and Cesaro didn't have their match. Hopefully it's probably advertised for next week instead, being that they wanted to bring Matt back, or this was advertised. I don't know. I don't even know if Jeff or Matt even knew that they're going to be on TV together. So this was really cool. So yeah, we hear Jeff Hardy's music hit, and the crowd we know how the crowd pops for Jeff Hardy, of course, but it was like a very, very loud pop, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then they show the Titantron, and it says the Hardy Boyz, and I'm like, what? Didn't Matt Hardy say he was going to retire soon because of the injuries he had? Guess not, because there's Matt Hardy, and he's not Woken anymore. He's regular V1 or V2 Matt Hardy. So that's great. And he's got on the regular black Hardy Boy jeans, and it's really cool. And Jeff's got this red face paint next to the white, and he's got the red arm sleeves, and it just looks great. So you see the Hardy Boyz back in action. They take on Cesaro and Sheamus at the Bar, and this was a great tag team match. I don't know if you remember, but these guys, all four of these guys, they fought for the Raw tag team titles back in like 2017, I believe, and they had a great steel cage match, and that's what led to Sheamus and Cesaro turning heel on the Hardy Boyz at the time. And that was a great showing, and ever since then, they've been heels. And I'm kind of wondering why they didn't turn on baby faces yet. But yeah, they're a great heel tag team. So it was kind of cool to see these teams face each other again, because it's been a while. And yeah, in the end, we see Matt Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb, Matt Hardy hits the Twist of Fate on, I believe it was Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy finishes off with the Swanton Bomb for the 1-2-3, and the Hardy Boyz pick up the win. And maybe this looks to be that the Hardy Boyz are going to be challenging the Usos at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. That's if the Usos retain against Shane and Miz at Fastlane, which I hope it does happen, because I would love to see the Usos take on the Hardy Boyz. I think that'd be a great tag team match at WrestleMania. And who knows, maybe we could see the Hardy Boyz capture the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and that'd be great, because they won the Raw Tag Team titles at WrestleMania, so they could do the same with SmackDown Tag Team titles as well. I think that'd be great, man. After that, we have R-Truth come out, United States champion. He hasn't been seen on TV since he won the title, so it's been a couple of weeks. And R-Truth, he issues an open challenge. They said before the commercial went on, when R-Truth was out, that he was issuing an open challenge for the United States Championship. And this was a great decision, because we didn't know who was going to show up. That's the thing I love about these open challenges. I mean, some people might not like them, but I've absolutely loved them. Ever since John Cena started doing them with the United States title back in 2015, you know, he fought guys like Dean Ambrose, Neville, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, so many people, even Stardust at one point, and he just put on great matches with them, and it was awesome. So, yeah, R-Truth decided to do the same thing. He wanted to honor his respect to John Cena, because he says he respects him. So that's what he did. He issued an open challenge. Out comes Andrade and Zelina Vega. And Andrade looks like he's about to head to the ring. All of a sudden, you hear Rey Mysterio's music hit. We haven't seen Rey well, we've seen Andrade in the past few weeks, but we haven't seen Rey in a couple of weeks as well. So we see Rey come out, and he rushes down to the ring. He takes out Andrade, and it looks to be we're going to get a triple threat match. And this is funny because R-Truth was wondering what to do. He didn't know what to do. He asked Carmella, what would John Cena do? And Carmella said that Cena would probably face them both. And R-Truth made this funny comment where he's like, damn, well, Cena's brave to do that. And I started laughing when he did that. So, yeah. So R-Truth was like, you know what, John? I hope you're watching because I'm going to make you proud. And that's exactly what he did. And he ended up taking both Rey Mysterio and Andrade in a triple threat tag team match. In a triple threat match for the United States Championship on SmackDown. It's funny that both mid-card titles were defended on the same week. The Intercontinental title with Finn Balor, Lio Rush, and now the United States title with R-Truth, Andrade, and Rey Mysterio. And this was a damn good fucking U.S. title match, man. I love this match. This was great. There was a crazy spot in this match where I nearly just jumped off my couch because I was like, holy shit. Now, we've seen the things that Rey Mysterio and Andrade can do against each other in the ring, but holy shit, this was insane. So R-Truth had Andrade up on his shoulders in an electric chair position, and Rey Mysterio was up on the top turnbuckle, and he literally jumps off, hits a Hurricane Rana off of R-Truth's shoulders onto Andrade, and all three of them fall down. Great fucking spot. I enjoyed that. I jumped out of my seat. Absolutely incredible stuff by Rey Mysterio. But R-Truth ends up pinning Rey Mysterio with the schoolboy, and he ends up retaining the United States title in a great fucking match, and I loved it. So R-Truth is still the United States champion. I'm kind of hoping, since people have been saying that R-Truth is going to eventually drop the title to Andrade, it looks to be R-Truth could be fighting Andrade himself, just him and Andrade at Fastlane, and that could leave Andrade taking the title from R-Truth, and therefore we can get Andrade and Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania for the United States title, and that's all we've been wanting. So if we get that, then thank fucking God, because that's going to be great. So great stuff here with the United States Championship. Charlotte Flair comes out, and she addresses both Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, her WrestleMania opponents. And